Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, this is the brothers of Ba'Tazadak coming back with another lesson inspired by the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And Lord willing, this will be edifying. So it says here in Isaiah 36:6, Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon, so again, Egypt represents captivity, represents slavery, and it represents this America, basically America, because that land is spiritually called Egypt and Sodom, but it's also this system. Okay, the people trust in this system. They trust in the way of life that Isa Edom has pushed before them, okay, as the end-all be-all, okay? So when Isa Edom implements the New World Order via the microchip, okay, which is the mark of the beast, those that lack the fear of the Lord, the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, or that just have their hopes in this dream, which the majority of these people, that's what they have. Their hopes, their future is tied with this society. Okay, so that is how, and that is why they will bow down to this wicked system, bow down to the so-called white man, and take the microchip, okay, and make themselves enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, well, ultimately, just the fact that they don't worship the Lord according to the truth, just the fact that they have them, that they will have that idea to take the MOTB, you know that they are not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so again, lo, thou trusted in this staff, this of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all them that trust in him. Okay, so it's gonna pierce you, it's gonna hurt you at the end. Okay, not only that, that's how they're gonna insert the MOTB, okay, the microchip inside your body. Okay, they're gonna pierce you and insert that foreign object into your body so that you can be a part of the new society that Isa Edom has envisioned. Okay, and this is the times that we're in. Okay, and it says here in Revelation 13, and I'll start at 15, and it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, okay, which is this new world system, okay, the newly revised Roman Empire, and it had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. So they speaking how? Through their philosophies and through their laws, decrees, their policies. That's how they're speaking, okay? And now we're seeing UK implemented or will implement a mandatory digital ID for all citizens in order for them to work, okay? In order for them to work, you will have to have a digital ID, okay? And we're going to go into it. But now Mexico is following its lead, okay? So you're seeing the pattern, okay? Now Mexico is on board, jumped on board, pertaining to having a digital ID, a mandatory digital ID. It's not like you have a choice. You will have to eventually. You will have to have that digital ID in order to participate in everyday life. Well, in order to at least go to work. Okay, they because again we know that the devil, these devils, they work with gradualism. So you know they're not gonna enable you to buy food. They're not gonna enable you to go to the gym and do your everyday activities, but you won't be able to go to work. That's how it starts, little by little, and getting the people accustomed with this way of life, with these new things. Okay, so now UK, Mexico is following its lead, and then we'll see who jumps on board. But ultimately, we understand that it's it's gonna be a global mandate. Okay, it's going to be a global mandate because ultimately that's a part of the new world order. Okay, everyone will have to conform to this way of life. Okay, It's not going to be a thing of countries anymore. It's going to be a united nation. Okay. That's in other words, the Tower of Babel 2.0. Okay. This is what and again, the Tower of Babel represented a rebellion against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay. So again, this is the same thing that they're seeking to do in this modern day. Okay. And it says here, verse 16, and he caused it all. Okay. So that again, the world, not only, as it says, and he caused it all. Okay. Not just some, not just a few, not just the rich, not just the poor, everyone. Okay. He caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And again, as I mentioned, the mark is the microchip. Okay. The microchip that they seeking to implement. Because as it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Okay, so in order for you to be participate in everyday life, okay, do transactions, okay, to pay your bills, to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, to pay for your children's education, to pay for this, to pay for that, to sell this, to sell that, you will have to have that microchip. Okay. Without it, you will not be able to function in this society. And this is the future that Isa Edom has envisioned, the future that we're heading to. Okay, and now having this knowledge, you have to prepare yourself mentally already to say no. Even if you are to put down your life for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay? You see, because a lot of people might refuse, okay, until their life is in danger, until their life is at risk. And again, as it says, the system, it says here, the beast, the image of the beast should speak, is as it says, that no man, it's like it says here, and I'll jump back to verse 15 to the point it says here, the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So again, how do you not worship the image of the beast? By you not bowing down to this wicked system and taking the microchip. By you refusing to take them. You see, that's the spirit. The digital prison, the mark of the the mark of the beast. Another video pertaining to the mark of the beast. And because again, this is the time that we're in. Okay? This is the time that we're in. Proclaiming that, or at least giving the people our warning, not to take it, not to partake in this wicked act. Okay, because by doing so, you make you proclaim that Isa Edom is your God, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has nothing to do with you. Okay, that you have nothing to do with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so again, by its philosophies, decrees, and policies, he will legalize the deletion of those who refuse to take the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Okay, you see. So again, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? And that starts with, so again, like I said, the devil works with gradualism. Okay? So eventually, when there's a large number of people who already have the mark, now he's going to step up his level. Okay? For those that bring forth resistance against the New World Order, okay, now he's gonna tighten the screws. Okay? And not only that, he'll also have those that already partook in that wicked act. They're gonna be associated with the system. They're gonna be fighting for the system. Okay, they're gonna rebel against. They're gonna fight against those that didn't take it. And we seen a preview of that pertaining to the COVID. Okay, the vax and the unvaxxed, as they called it, as they claimed it. Okay, the vax and the unvaxxed. There was a separation. How many marriages came to an end because of that opinion, because of opinions pertaining to the vaccine. Okay, how many friends, how many relationships came to an end because some people didn't want to take it, some people already took it. You see, so that's the divide that this MOTB is going to bring. But at the end, Isa Edom is going to start putting people to death to push forth his ambition, his endeavor. Okay, and then at that point, many will fold. Okay, so that's why you have to have that mentality to give up your life already. You already have, me personally, I already have a mentality in my head that I'm a dead man walking already. Okay, just as Paul said, To live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain. Okay, so as I'm walking around in this world, all I'm thinking about is doing the work, man. Okay, of course, I have my desires, my fleshly desires, and I'm in the flesh. Okay, but the main focus is always serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so that being said, those that fold and that end up taking the MOTB, it says here, verse 30, Isaiah 30 and 1, I'll start at 1. It says here, woe unto the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel but not of me. Again, you take counsel of men, you trust in man, you trust in the system, you trust in the so-called white man, aka Isa Edom, aka the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, the physical counterpart of Satan, because he works through the intervention, to the inspiration of Satan, okay, being adverse to the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. By taking the MOTB, that's one of, let's say, that's one of the sins that you can't come back from. Taking the MOTB, even if you get the MOTB in your left hand and you cut off your left hand, you already took it. You can't go back from them. You can't repent from taking the MOTB. Okay, so it's better to die. Okay, it's better to die by the hands of men. Okay, because of you chose to suffer for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's sake than to become an enemy of the Lord. Okay, you see. It says, what can man do unto me? Why would I fear man? What can he do unto me? But fear ye him that can destroy both your body and spirit in hell. Okay, so it says here that walk to go down into Egypt. They go down into the society. They trust in the society. They trust in the system. Okay, and have not asked at my mouth. Who are the mouth of the Lord? The prophets, the man that he has given the spirit to understand his ways, his prophecies, his intentions, his will. Okay, they did not go. Those rebellious children did not ask unto the prophets what they should do. Rather, they trusted in the devil himself. Okay, because again, even back then, in the times of old, people were much more spiritual. They were confining with the prophets about day-to-day affairs. Okay, pertaining to understanding what is the will of the Most High. Okay, trying to understand how they should behave or how they should conduct themselves. Okay, they would go to the seer. Okay, they would go to the prophet to understand what is the will of the Lord. But these people nowadays, they have been so carnalized, if I can say that. They have been tapped in so much into the carnal that they cannot perceive the spiritual things. Okay, and that is why they jump as soon as Isa tells them to jump. Okay, you see, as soon as Isa Edom tells them something on the news, they'll believe it. Okay, because they're so far into the left hand that that the Lord has left them in darkness. Okay, so again it says here that walk to go down into Egypt, and they have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, so they trust in the system. They trust that by taking the MOTB, it will better their lives, and they will be able to proceed in this vain and wicked world. Okay, with their vain ambitions, with their 401k retirement plans, with their children's future. Okay, they invested in this. They invested into Isa Edom, and they're gonna follow Isa Edom even unto death. Okay, those that are not in the sanctuary of truth, in the sanctuary of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so let's go into that article. It says here. In the Independent news article that was written on Friday the 10th of October. It says here, Elon Musk Neuralink says 10,000 patients have signed up for its brain chip. Okay, so already 10,000 people have already signed up. Okay, and that number is only going to increase. Okay, so imagine again, gradualism. These things are going to increase more and more. Okay, it's gonna become normalized to make transactions and payments with your microchip, to the point where if you don't have one, It's gonna become weird, and that's when Isa Edom will be able to come down with the hammer and start penalizing people who did not partake in that system, and even to the point where they'll legalize the deletion of those who do not take the MOTB. Okay, it says here Elon Musk brain chip startup Neuralink has a backlog of 10,000 people hoping to get a brain chip computer, to get a brain computer interface implanted in their skull. The company's president has said Neuralink opened a patient registry on his website earlier this year, allowing people around the world, allowing people around the world. Okay, so again, he calls it all. So everyone is gonna have to make that choice, whether to take the mark of the beast or whether to denounce it. Okay, so allowing people around the world to sign up for trial of the technology. Okay, so that's where we're heading. That's the times that we're in. People are already setting up to get implemented with the well, just to say that the mark of the beast has been here for a long time. Okay, it's not new. Okay, but now they're pushing it on the public, and they're gonna make it worldwide. Okay, because there are people around the world who already have the MOTB. I believe there's a woman in the U.S. called Chip Girl or something like that. That all her whole house is wired and programmed according to the chip that she has in her body. I think she has multiple chips in her body, if I'm not wrong. Okay. So again, so that's the situation that we're in. There's already 10,000 people who are waiting in line, who volunteered to take the MOTB. Okay, not knowing that by doing so they will be enemies of the Lord, but that's not in their mind. And even if they were told that, they wouldn't care, because these people are carnal. Okay, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and these people are completely lost, complete darkness. Okay. So it says here, pertaining to I have here in the government in the UK United Kingdom government website. It says here the new digital ID scheme to be rolled out across UK. Okay, a new digital ID scheme will help combat illegal working while making it easier for the vast majority of people to use vital government service. So see, they're passing it off as being convenient, okay, and beneficial for society. See, now people won't be able to, illegal aliens won't be able to come in and steal jobs, okay, and then also you'll be able to access governmental services more easily. Okay, you'll have all your identification, all your papers, all the necessary information will be in the palm of your hand, literally. Okay, you see, so they're pushing it as a what's the word I just used? Beneficial. They'll push it as as beneficial. Okay, convenience, as a conveniency. Here you go. It says here, digital ID will be mandatory for right to work checks by the end of the parliament. Okay, so by the end of this parliament, I don't know what exact date, but the right of work checks by the end of parliament. So in order for you to get paid, in order for you to go to work, you will have to have that digital ID. Okay, so I don't know how many people are already lining up to get their information to set up their digital ID, but that's the vibration that is being pushed in the world right now. Okay, you see, everything is going digital. Okay, we're going digital. Okay, that's the way of the future. That's the way the society is moving. Okay, and now, as I mentioned, Mexico that joined the bandwagon. Okay, it says here, Mexico makes biometric identifier mandatory for all citizens. So again, mandatory for all citizens. So if you're a citizen of Mexico, you have to take it. And this is the biometricupdate.com. It says here, Mexico has officially introduced a digital identification system by signing a law. Okay, so it's a decree. Okay, by signing a law that turned the precisely optional biometric citizen code into a mandatory document for all citizens. Last month, legislators approved amendments to a law related to to the 18 character personal identification known as Unique Population Registry Code. Okay, so basically a slave, how do I say, a slave document, slave, something where they keep all the information. Nah, I forget the word, man. But a registry, a slave registry. Okay, slave registry. In other words, okay. It says here, with change formalized on Wednesday through a decree. Okay, the mandatory CURP will contain personal and biometric information, including a photograph and a QR code containing biometric fingerprints and iris data. The identifier is expected to be introduced gradually. You see, gradually, that's the word. Okay, so little by little, okay, by surely, okay, to all Mexicans by February 2026. So you see, it's not gonna take long, man. We're at the end of this wicked kingdom, man. Okay, everything's being set up, man. Okay, as the days go by, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to the end of this wicked kingdom. We're getting closer to all these prophecies coming to pass. The MOTB, World War III, and eventually the return of Yahweh Shai, our Messiah, okay, whom we patiently wait for, okay? So Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson, okay? Straight to the point. This is the times that we're in. The MOTB is no longer a thing of conspiracy theory. It's no longer a thing of maybes. No, this is the time that we're in. It has become a fact, and soon it will be mandatory, and people will have to make that choice whether to partake into this wicked system or whether to lose their lives for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Which one will you choose? Okay, until next time, Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom, shalom, shalom.